Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to level up your video content for your real estate business. This is a private training we did for our real estate company, Plum Tree Realty, but we invite you to take a look at how we train our agents, and hopefully you'll get some ideas on how you can build video into your own business. So today's training, I wanted to talk to you about leveling up your video content. Video is probably one of the most important ways for you to be able to generate free leads online, but it has to be, you have to do it properly. There's lots of ways to do video, and I see a lot of people doing video, but they're not necessarily doing it properly. And so I wanted to give you some tips so you'll have an unfair advantage over other agents who are doing goofy videos. You can be the agent who's not doing a goofy video. You can be the agent who's actually doing great videos and leveling up your business. So I'm actually going to give you 15 tips or pointers to help you in that process. The first thing I would say, when you're getting ready to do a video, preparation is essential. Okay, preparation is essential. Winging it is not necessarily the way to go with video. I highly recommend preparation. When you see people that have excellent videos out there, other agents, your competitors, the ones that are doing excellent video, they really put a lot of preparation into it, more than you would imagine. I remember taking a speech class in college. I minored in communications. And one of my speech classes, we had to practice the speech 5 times out loud before giving the speech. We had to practice 5 times in order to get a D. And that was the very lowest. If you didn't practice it 5 times, you're automatically an F. And you had to practice it 5 times in order just to get an entry level D. And obviously, you had to practice it more in order to get the higher grades. And here we are in real life now. That was in college. Here we are in real life, and I would highly recommend that you practice the video before you go live, Facebook Live, or before you shoot a video. Practice it a couple times. Make sure you know what you're going to say before you actually say it in front of people. Okay, study your subject matter. So, you can just share the things that you know in your head, but there's so much more content out there, things that you haven't yet learned. So, for instance, maybe you want to do a little bit of studying on how are Trump's tariffs going to affect the real estate market. Maybe you know, or maybe you don't know. Maybe you have no clue right now, but that's something you could study. Take, an hour to study it out, and then create a video of giving your summary of what you learned over that hour. I mean, that would be incredibly helpful for people out there who are concerned about things like that, or inflation, or unemployment, or interest rates. You can do study on each of those topics and present content, but it doesn't happen without you taking time to study it. You have to really learn your content before you can share it with others. The other thing I would say is write out your outline. Like, don't just turn the video on and start talking. Like, literally think through an outline of what you're going to say. What's your script? How are you going to introduce the video? And so make sure you have very clear in your mind what you're going to say before you start filming. And then plan out your camera angles. As you have your camera there, look at your background. You can see your face, but what's in the background? Maybe there's some weird stuff in the background. Maybe you're doing it in your laundry room, and there's laundry all over the floor, or there's a bed not made in the background, or maybe there's someone's taking a nap on the couch in the living room behind you. Make sure you've thought through your background, what's in the background before you start shooting. But plan out all that stuff. If you're going to shoot a video of a house, make sure maybe you're going to do a walkthrough. Plan out your camera angles. You're going to come into this room. You're going to go into this room. There's a mirror on that wall. I'm going to avoid that wall. So make sure you're careful and very intentional about your video content. So preparation is essential. The next thing is get your lighting right. I almost said get your writing light. That would be wrong. Get your lighting right, okay? And I would encourage you to invest in a good key light. If you're going to do a video where you're sitting down in front of a camera, uh, I've got an excellent light right up here, and I did a lot of research. If you message me, I can tell you what I got. As a matter of fact, I'm going to post later in our Facebook group a list of all of the camera accessories and things that I've purchased over the years. So keep watching our Facebook group for that. But certain things like a key light, that's a main light. If you get an excellent light that is filtered, you can have. It doesn't take a lot of lighting. You have one good light, and that can do a lot. Or maybe a ring light. Some of you have used ring lights. As a matter of fact, if you have used certain types of lighting, I would encourage you write it out in our message section on the side. Write out what types of lighting you've purchased that you have liked. I know we have some people that have done an excellent job investing in things like that. Also utilize natural lighting when possible. One of the best things you can do is to back your camera up to a window. So you're speaking to your camera, so you're facing the window, and the natural light is coming in directly from that window. That's you can't get much better lighting than that. God gave us pretty good lighting when He created the sun, and so if you use that lighting, it can help you out a lot. Now, what you don't want is to have overly bright lighting from the sun where you're squinting and it's giving you shadows. But if you're facing a window, a lot of times that diffuses the light and makes a really nice effect. And be careful about backlighting. Now, I mentioned back the camera up to the window. That's because the window is facing you. Now, if you back up against the window, so your back is to the window and you have your camera facing the window and your camera is going to it's going to adjust for the backlighting. It's going to try to interpret that light, and so it's going to underexpose you. So you'll be this dark figure in a big bright window. So be careful about backlighting. Okay. So get your lighting right. It's very important in video to have excellent lighting. The next thing I would say is get your audio right. A lot of people forget about audio. So they'll be sitting in a room, it's all echoey. You can't hear what they're saying because they have their iPhone maybe on a tripod or they're holding it out to hear, and it sounds like they're in a tunnel, and they just haven't given any thought to audio. Now, technology is getting better, so even iPhones without a microphone can do okay, but you'll do so much better if you invest in a decent microphone. And I'll put a list of these out there as well, different options that I've had. But you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a microphone. You can get an excellent wireless mic, a lapel mic that hooks up to your iPhone or hooks up to your camera, whatever you're using, and or your Droid, and it can give you crystal clear audio. And by the way, some of you do use microphones, and I'd love to hear what you use for a microphone. So give me a list if you don't mind. Write that in the comment section as well. Love to hear what you're using as well. So make sure you invest in a good microphone. But you can get these for very inexpensively, very inexpensive, and they can plug directly into your camera, and they can really level up your audio. Weak audio is one of the quickest ways to get people to stop watching your video. So if you post a video with terrible audio, people are going to stop watching very quickly. So, in addition to that, get your energy level right. Okay. Make sure you understand it's you times two. Okay. It's you times two. Whatever your normal energy level would be for communicating, you're talking to someone in a room or whatever that normal level of talking is, just think in terms of doubling it. When you're on video, you have to double your energy level because it can come across as very subdued on video just because of the way video works. So you don't want to be bombastic. You don't want to be crazy out there, but you want to be conscious of upping your energy level so that it comes across right to the viewer. So just as much as you can, keep your energy level high. And remember, it's you times two. The next thing I would say is keep it short and simple. Okay. Many people try to make video overly complicated. And I'd say, don't let that get you bogged down. So those people often don't even get into the game because they're constantly thinking about, oh, I need to learn how to do this. How do I do that? Oh, I have so much to learn, and they just make it overly complicated. So rather than getting making it complicated, just keep it very simple. And if you don't know how to do video editing and you don't know how to do fancy stuff, no problem. Keep it simple. And I would say just make sure you prepare a little bit more. If you're not going to edit your videos, prepare a little bit more so you can do one take on it and you know exactly what you're going to say. Do a 30-second video, 60-second video, make it quick, short, simple, and you'll be winning when you play the game that way. So keep it short and simple. Number six is add humor when possible. Add humor when possible. This has to be a natural part of your personality. If it is not a part of your personality, don't push this one. But it's okay to add humor. And don't try too hard on this one. Okay. I've seen people out there trying to be something they're not, trying to be ultra funny on video, and you're thinking, huh, that's not really who they are. So be careful about that. But if you have a way to work in humor that fits with your personality, then go for it. That's going to make your videos a lot more memorable. So, number seven, keep it smooth. Okay. And by that, I mean it's a great idea to invest in a stabilizer that holds your camera steady. So there's lots of great options out there, anywhere between $100, $150. It's a great investment for your real estate business. So you get a steady cam and you put your phone or some kind of camera on it, and it keeps your camera very steady as you walk through a house, as you do a video walkthrough of a house, maybe an open house. Maybe you're walking down the street and you're videotaping yourself while you're moving, and it just keeps it steady and it gives it a very professional look. That separates you from the people who are just hand holding their cameras and definitely gives a higher level of professionalism on your videos. Number eight, learn basic video editing. It's worth taking the time to learn video editing. While other realtors were learning things about radon and they were learning things about water softener, I was watching videos on video editing. Saturday mornings they were learning about all these other things. I was probably one of the only uh, uh, realtors that was taking time on Saturday mornings watching YouTube videos about how to edit YouTube videos or how to edit videos. And so you can learn. It doesn't take that much time. In an hour or two, couple hours, you can learn a lot about how to edit videos. And Canva has a great video editing feature right in their software. Um, Most MacBooks, I think all MacBooks come with a free software, video editing software called iMovie. If you have a PC type of computer, you have Clipchamp. It's free. It's offered with every PC now. And then you have DaVinci Resolve is free. CapCut is free. I use Final Cut Pro, not free, but it's worth the investment. Some others use Adobe Premiere, not free, but it's worth the investment. But I would encourage you to learn basic video editing so you can learn to shoot several clips, paste them together, maybe crop it, or at least cut the ends off of trim your clips and be able to put these clips together as one meaningful video. So you've got that's a very basic skill that you really need to learn. Okay. Number nine is answer questions that people are actually asking. And I think I kind of learned this when I was a pastor because a lot of pastors would teach, they would answer questions that nobody's asking. And so people would get bored going to church and they'd be learning about things that it's like, well, that doesn't really, I don't even know what that matters. So as a pastor, I started spending time thinking, okay, what are they wondering? And people in that context were wondering, how do I keep my marriage together? How do I raise my kids? How do I keep my life is cracking up? How do I get help over anxiety and depression? And so I use the Bible to kind of show the answers to that. Well, we're in a different world now. We're in real estate here, but people out there are asking questions. How are the tariffs going to affect home prices? How is the economy? How are interest rates? What is it, a buyer's market or a seller's market? They're asking questions very specifically about real estate, and you need to be thinking, what are the people asking? And you can even ask in your social media, what are some questions you have about real estate, and use those for topics for your videos. So don't just shoot video to hear yourself talking. Okay, I see a lot of agents will get out there and shoot video just because they love the sound of their own voice. Okay, don't do that. Make sure you're speaking on video about things that the viewers of your video, they actually want to hear that stuff. And most likely they're not tuning in just to hear the sound of your voice. Okay, they want to get the content that you've prepared for. So number 10 is use video as a quality signal. Use video as a quality signal. Video can signal good quality or bad quality. So take the time to make sure you're communicating excellent quality. Okay. Not all realtors who are shooting video are giving a good quality signal. Okay. So you want to be careful. You don't want to be that realtor. You want to make sure that you're preparing, you've got your audio, your lighting, everything is good, and your energy level is high. You've prepared. So then you can give a good quality signal. And it's really the first job interview you have is what you're doing on video. People will be watching your video and starting to make an impression about whether or not they think they want to work with you. So think of it in that way. It's basically your first job interview for all those people out there that might want to work with you as their realtor. So use video as a quality signal. And then number 11, take on the role of a teacher rather than a salesperson. Okay. I never was a very good salesperson, but I always focused on teaching. And so continually be teaching your followers about the world of real estate. If you'll establish yourself as a teacher, then you will become an authority. And once you're an authority on a specific topic, then people will run to you to let you work with them and help them buy or sell a house. Okay, so establish yourself as a teacher, and it takes time to learn the content so that you can produce it and present it in a way that's authoritative. Okay, so take that time to prepare so that you can take on the role of a teacher. Number 12 is now it's easier than ever, but utilize ChatGPT to help you generate meaningful content. ChatGPT is a good starting point. It helps you get some ideas, but you don't want to just leave it with ChatGPT because it's your special personality. It's your special sparkle that you put into it that really brings it alive. ChatGPT by itself is going to be boring, cold, and stale. But once you add your personality to it, you can make it dynamic and real and living and exciting and fun. So, but it's a good starting point. So utilize ChatGPT to help you generate meaningful content and then add your personality to it. Number 13 is stay focused on real estate. Ask before you shoot a video, ask yourself, will this video make people want to work with me as a real estate agent? I know of another realtor who was challenged by a real estate coach to generate 100 videos in 100 days. And this agent, out of nowhere, he was doing no videos. All of a sudden, he started doing a video every day, and he got so far away from the world of real estate just because he's like, oh, I've got to do a video. So he's doing the weirdest videos I've ever seen in my life, and they started getting goofy and weird and cringy. And just because he's like, oh, my coach said I have to do it. I got to get a video into you. What am I going to do? Oh, it's 10 o'clock at night. I haven't done my video. Got to do a video. So he's throwing this really cringy stuff, and literally his kids were begging him, "Dad, stop! Please stop posting these videos. Our kids at school, their friends at school are staying away from us. Please, please stop with these videos." And he actually said that. He actually said that in his videos that his kids were totally cringed out. And I was thinking, yeah, yeah, I get it. So be careful. Stay focused on real estate. Don't get too distracted in your video, and make sure that you are presenting stuff that always ask, is this going to make people want to work with me as a real estate agent? And if so, shoot the video. If not, take a different direction. Number 14 is stay consistent with your personality. And I already kind of touched on this, but yeah, the real you are so special because there's only one you, and nobody can replicate you. And so take everything that makes up you and turn that into video. Show that on video. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to be a YouTuber. Don't try to be an influencer. Maybe you'll be a YouTuber, maybe you'll become an influencer, and that's fine. But if that's your goal, is, oh, I want to be an influencer, it's going to probably get a little cringy. So stay consistent with your personality, be who you are, and then let people see the real you. That's what's going to draw in business for you when they see who you really are. So be authentic, be real, be you. No one can be you quite like you. And then number 15 is start creating top 10 lists for each community in your market. And this is your big action item. After you've gotten all your video ready to go, you can so easily start creating videos. If I was an agent right now, there is no doubt this is what I would be doing. Every week I would be cranking out another top 10 video. Top 10 reasons to move to Mason, Ohio. Top 10 reasons to move to whatever the neighborhoods are near you. Top 10 things to do in Cincinnati, Ohio. Top 10 things to do in Lexington, Kentucky. Top 10 things to do in Pensacola, Florida. So you want to show yourself as an authority in the area, in the community. And you always want to make sure you have the twist of, what does this have to do with real estate? So don't get too distracted on this, but come up with these top 10 videos. Or you might say, here's the top 5 reasons that you might want to consider, uh, you know, Cleveland, and here's the top 3 reasons why you might not want to consider Cleveland. And so you give both sides of the angle, and people get curious about what you're going to say. Or you might do the top 10 restaurants in a certain area, and talk about moving to the area. Always do it in the context of you being an agent, a real estate agent. And I've seen a guy, actually, I follow a YouTuber over in Italy, and I saw an interview of him. And before he started to become well known, he had this vision for doing a YouTube channel, which was kind of a mix of HGTV, home buyer type programming, but also he wanted to mix it with like restaurant foodie type videos, and he wanted to try to mix it with travel. So he shows these different areas in Italy, and he'll show the restaurants, and then he'll show the things to do in that area, and then he'll say, and by the way, here's 3 houses available for sale in this area. And it's such a brilliant approach. And I've thought, if I were just an agent right now, that I would go for that, because every area has cool things to see and do. They have great restaurants, and there's at least 3 great houses. And you can show 3 houses at different price tiers. If you have 400,000, here's what that can get you. If you have 600,000, here's what that can get you. If you have $1 million budget, here's what that can get you. And create videos like that. So top 10 lists, and it doesn't even have to be long videos. You can do top 10 things and do it in 60 seconds. Here's the top 10 reasons to move to, Athens, Ohio. Boom, 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 boom. And so you can get through it very quickly. So, anyways, that's our content for today. And glad to be able to share that with you. I highly encourage you to get out there, start shooting video, practice, I do think you should shoot 100 videos, make sure they're meaningful. But just keep cranking them out. The more videos you create, the better you're going to get at it, and it will help you to build a great business. And the great thing is you don't have to get 10,000 views for it to start paying off in your business. All you need is one or two people to see the video that say, "Hey, I'd like to work with that person." And then that turns into a very highly profitable business. So go out there and start shooting some video. Without any further delay, let's go ahead and open it up. If you have questions or comments or input, I'd love to hear your feedback. So we'll open it up for a group discussion now. What have you done in video, or what questions might you have, or what types of things have you used that have worked in video?
Chris, I can't believe you told the story about my 100 cringy videos. That's so embarrassing.
Well, I tried not to use your name. So
I appreciate that. No, just kidding. Um,
I don't think anyone
one,
watching this would probably know the person I'm talking about. That's the only reason I said it. So
do check out the comments, everyone, because they are hopping. There's some great, no questions in there to share, but there's some great tips in there. So if you have a moment, scroll through there and check them out. One thing that I've seen folks do with listing videos is make them evergreen because a listing video is pretty obsolete once the house sells, but you may go in and change your title in YouTube from instead of, 123 Main Street, say, what will $300,000 buy you in Oakwood or something like that. And then that video becomes relevant kind of forever. Or, someone who's searching for Oakwood may find that video and, and it could still have some relevance after the home sells. Another tip that I've used in the past is a tool called BombBomb. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but it's like a video communication tool. And I don't use it now, but I just use YouTube, and I realized I can do unlisted videos in YouTube, meaning they're not going to be shared publicly, but I could share the link directly with an individual. So let's say if I'm getting ready to list someone's house and I want to go over pricing and comps with them, I can do a screen share, go through some comps, describe, okay, here's a house that I think is not quite as nice as yours. That would be kind of the floor for the market. Here's a house that's a little larger than yours, but similar. That might be the ceiling. And then here's a house that's a lot like, and kind of go through those comps in a video and share it with them. And then they have that as an archive because a few weeks later, when they get their offer and they're like, well, why is the house not selling where I want it to sell? You can go back and say, oh, do you remember that video where we went through the comps? But you can just use it as a one-on-one communication tool with your clients, and they really like that. It's a kind of a nice touch.
excellent, very good stuff. I love both of those tips. The evergreen is amazing. Also with BombBomb, we are as we mentioned last week, we are getting ready to upgrade our CRM from conversion to Bold Trail, and that's our project over the next few weeks. Bold Trail is like $900 a month. If you were to go to them directly, we're going to be providing it for free as we continue the journey of being America's most ridiculously generous brokerage for our agents. And but Bold Trail has a BombBomb integration, so you can use it with your CRM, and that'll be a nice touch as well. Now I see Brandon Stamper is on here. Not to put you on the spot, Brandon, but I've seen some amazing videos that you've created. I know you have a videographer that you work with, and I wondered, I when I see a video like the stuff that you've produced, I think that didn't just happen. That wasn't just a 30-second effort. Hey, meet me at the house, take 30 seconds. Like there's some planning that goes into that. I wonder if you might just share a little bit about what it looks like, the production of some of the videos that you've done around some of your houses. In particular, I'm thinking of the one where there's land. You have lots of great. There's I think a four-wheeler coming into the property, and just it shows such a lifestyle, and it made me feel like, wow, I want to live there. I don't even know where that place is, but I want to live there. And do you mind sharing a little bit about what's behind the videos that you've created like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to take a lot of credit for it, but I would say that the vast majority of the credit is owed to my photographer and videographer. His name's Quentin Day with Rook Digital Marketing. He's very talented, and I've worked with him for several years, but a lot of the ideas he generates. But we do have conversations kind of ahead of time of, hey, this is what this house really has to offer, and here's probably the ideal buyer for this type of house. So we try to portray those videos towards the ideal buyer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like for that one, it's like there's 22 acres. Like, the owner has a side by side there in their garage. Like, let's take it out. And then, we rode down the trails and I had him ride next, with me and we're like almost flipping it, stuff by accident. But, that type of stuff. And, really a lot of it is his creativity. And, I'm not ashamed to lean on him. He's the professional when it comes to bringing those videos to life. So I'm gonna allow him to use his creativity from some of my stuff that I have, if that makes sense.
Love it. Yeah, that's great. How much time do you think you spent on the video shoot for that particular property? How much time did you personally put into it?
Um, I mean, they're like present at the property,
Yeah.
maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
then preparation, you probably had a half hour of preparation before you got to the property, you think?
Uh, Maybe if that.
Okay.
I don't think it was much longer than that, but yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time to really come up with some good ideas, I don't think.
That's pretty good. That's great.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure his editing was a few hours. And then so you
Yeah,
probably
I have
traded
no
off.
idea what the behind the scenes looks like for him. So
You,
I just know he has a rule for himself and his company where photos are back in 24 hours and videos back in 48. So I know that within about 48 hours I'll have that video that we just did.
do you mind writing his contact or his name and company
Yeah.
name out in the chat out there? That would be really helpful.
Yeah. Do you want contact information on there too?
If you have it, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And he does what, Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati area?
Yep. All Greater Cincinnati.
Okay, cool.
Brandon, question for you. If you're comfortable, what does he charge you for his services doing video?
So I would say I don't know what he charges like new clients, but I've been a client for like 3 or 4 years, and I was like one of his like main core real estate agents when he kind of started out, if that makes sense. But for photos and videos, it's 300 bucks. So plus tax, it ends up being 318 for me. I guess tax might be a little bit different in Cincinnati, but 318 for me. But that includes all your photos. It includes an MLS video, um, your social media video, and it also includes a reel. And then he'll also give you a free realtor headshot if you're there at the property. Um,
That's a bargain.
yeah,
Wow.
I bet those prices are going to go up soon
they should.
after all of our Plum Tree agents start calling them.
Yeah.
That's great. And he has excellent quality stuff that he does, so it's definitely worth it. Cool. Any other questions or comments or thoughts out there?
Chris, I have a couple points to offer. Good morning,
Sure.
everyone. This is Marcy from Northeast Ohio. Some of you are familiar with a show that I've filmed for the past year called Selling Northeast Ohio. It's an actual television show, and they take it up on a bunch of different platforms. YouTube is one of them, but it's also a lot of TV channels. So it's a little bit more content. It's about a 20-minute show, but the thing that's helped me with any video is building a storyboard. And that has been required in order to get the show approved by the editor. So I know I'm putting the content in that they would approve to go on their show. And building the storyboard has plan A and plan B. So if you're going to film something outside on a day when you hire your videographer to be there on a certain day and you shoot whether it's good weather or bad weather. So you might need a backup of different things. I like that plan A, plan B. We've had to revert to plan B a couple of times. And then the other tip is a tool that it's just called a windsock. It's like a little fluffy pom pom that fits over your microphone, your Bluetooth microphone that you clip to your collar. And it does, buffer the sound of the wind around you while you're filming. So that's a very inexpensive tool, but it's helpful.
Awesome. That's great stuff. And thank you for sharing it. And maybe you don't have a link to some of your videos that you could put out there in the chat real quick, do you? You probably,
It's I could just send my YouTube channel. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll look
that'd be
that up.
amazing. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Cool. Any other thoughts? I'm curious if any of you are doing video editing now. What apps or software are you using?
I use one called VN. It's just two letter name. I think the V stands for vlogging or something, but it can be used on a Mac or an iOS device, like an iPad, and it's very easy to use. That's why I use it, and it allows you to kind of do the layering of, like, let's say if you're in your video, you want to have a still photo, or you want to put in a change the sound, like add music or lower the sound level of something. It does have some basic editing features in there, and it's free and easy to use.
Awesome.
Very little learning curve.
Yeah. Ashish, what do you got, man?
I use a DaVinci Resolve, and I am the very old user since like there are version is 6 or 7, and right now it is 19. But it is open source. With the basic package, they allow you to do it instead of the pro version. You can do the too many things without doing paying anything extra outside. You can edit your shorts in it. You can edit your entire track of the audio too on it. You can pick the audio, each and every audio on it. You can lighting and all the things you can edit right over there while you are editing. And it does not require too much extraordinary skill set. It requires just like if you want to learn, there is a lot of YouTube channels are there, and if somebody needs it, I had got it from the one of the guy from the Germany, and he provided me, I think 4 or 5 years ago, for his whole tutorial from the first to end, particular for video editing. Just like he provided me the whole video guide to me, and I have it. If somebody wants to learn it, I can forward that same guide to the person too. That it does not cost anything. But once you learn that one, you will able to do the extraordinarily good with the all kind of the bills and whistles you can input in it.
Awesome. That's really cool. I wondered if any of our agents were using DaVinci Resolve. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't used it myself. And
I can forward you because of the at present for my temple I am using it and I can forward you that one all kinds of the videos on it, or I can just post it that one most recently that's when we have used it. I can just provide you that link and you can see that just on what kind of the results it is.
love to see it. Yeah, send it my way. That's great.
I will send it to you in text message.
Thank you. Cool.
Then another tool, just like you said, that one we need to use the comic videos and all the things. There is another software is there that it costs a one-time fee of the 60 or 70 bucks, but it generates the doodly videos, but it will give you the just like a character is just like any funny characters you just like insert in it, and it will create the things. It will create the prompt and their movement on it. Or if you had put your any of the real estate pictures and images in it, you can create that one. I can send you that sample too.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Cool.
I just posted in the Facebook group a few of my older videos that I did. I have never been a guy to figure out the technology side of it, so I always hired it out. But I had a really good vision, so I met up with a photographer who could kind of turn my vision into reality. Some of them were a lot of fun, and this BAM session reminds me I need to get back into those.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'd love to see. I'll take a look at your links that you share. Brandon, what you got, man?
Oh, so nothing that I've personally done yet, but I intend to do here soon. And if anybody has any feedback or comments or tips or tricks for me, so I want to start doing exit interviews with my clients. And that could be like on a Zoom call where the call is recorded and they approve that, and then that exit interview can be posted later on social media, etc. So that, and then also too, I want to play around with like helping them create a housewarming party for themselves where they invite their friends, family over and then sponsor that. So I sponsor that, and then I get other, individuals and vendors to help sponsor that event as well, to where we can like cater some food or have this, that, and the other there. So it could be like a trusted lender or a cleaning company or a lawn care company or whatever it might be, but that are all house related, but sponsor that housewarming party where they have 20, 30, 40, guests. And then I could be in there at the beginning and we can create some video around that, to where, and maybe have a raffle there as well or something. But any tips, tricks, ideas that people have that have done that type of thing in the past, I'd be open to hear that.
Yeah, that's great.
Brandon, I did that for years, and I'm going to tell you that was one of the most successful follow-up things you could do with your clients. And the way I handled it was to have them send me a list of their friends and family. So I owned the database at that point, and I sent the invitations out, and then I brought in the food, and I offered them a few different versions of their, housewarming party. So it was either a Thursday wine and cheese or a dessert night, or it was a bagel nosh on a Saturday or Sunday morning. And they got to pick which one they wanted. I said, 30 of your favorite people, and I'll handle everything. So I did. I partnered with the lender that we used for their loan. And then this is the kind of, thank you gift that keeps on giving. So it gives to them because they get to just sit back and have a party in their house without any issues.
Yeah.
And I'm there getting a whole bunch of new clients.
Did you have like people, like companies or other individual help you sponsor that at all? Or did you?
Well, the lender that we used, and then the home warranty company, I always got a home warranty on every, transaction. I still do that. So they're always willing to help out. And, there are local cleaning companies that get involved for, getting a house ready for selling or ready for moving in. So, yeah.
Was there a specific time period after that they purchased and moved in? Like, was it 2 weeks after, a month after?
So what I do right before closing is I remind them, hey, listen, I know things are going to be crazy for the next couple of weeks. Let's not let this, get out of our flight plan here. But how about if we pick the date now, and I'll get everything situated, and then, you just hand me over the list. So they're real happy to do that.
Perfect.
And typically, like for the young couples that are first time home buyers, and then all their friends are coming. Oh my gosh, I built such a huge following with that. Because not only did they want to, buy a house, but they also wanted me to throw them a party. So none of the other agents were doing that, and that worked out really great.
Yeah.
Boy, those are great ideas. And Marcy's always, she's like a party waiting to happen. So I can imagine that to be pretty good. So, okay. Any other thoughts or ideas out there? All right. Well, hey, fantastic day. Hope you all are ready to go build a great business. We're getting into a busier season. We're in May now, and hopefully you're lead generating and keeping busy. If you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always happy to help. But other than that, have a fantastic week and go sell a house, go make some money.